So we get a lot of questions from you guys individually on, is this a deal? Do we think this is a deal? Am I looking in the right spot? Why can't I find deals? Deals are hard to find right now. And we wanted to bring our good friend Sean Young on to break down what a deal looks like, how he finds deals, so that you can ask questions, learn, but most importantly, have some tools to put in your tool belt so that you are not going without deals in this market.
One of the things that I do want to say is that I know Sean did a training in REI Decoded a few months back about virtual assistants, but understand that his foundation is in real estate. So he has real estate background. That's what he is super, super great at. So make sure you asking him questions so that you're taking advantage of this opportunity.
Yep. So I don't know how Sean wants to do it, but I would say if you have a question, try to raise your hand so that way he can see you.
Virtually raise your hand.
Virtually raise your hand, but if
That'll
or
work for
if you
me.
want to raise your hand, so that way he can answer your question and it just doesn't stops him mid-sentence. Deal? All right. Sean, the floor is yours.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? Can you all hear me?
We're doing
We're
good.
great, Sean.
Okay.
Thanks for
Y'all gotta
asking.
talk back to Sean.
And I just want to make sure my mic is on. Want to make sure this mic is working.
We hear you loud and clear.
All right, everybody. Again, thank you all for joining us this evening. I'm not sure where you guys are located, but I'm located in Atlanta, Georgia, and it is 9 o'clock here. So if it's 9 o'clock where you guys are, shows the dedication. So thanks for being on. If you guys are in the Alabama market, it's 8 o'clock there. Thanks for being on as well. Again, that's showing dedication. It's getting little trainings like this that'll help you guys, put those little, feathers in your cap to help you move to the next level. All right. So guys, just really quickly, as the Denmark said, I'll give you a quick background on who I am. So just so you can who is this guy talking? Guys, I got started in the business back in about 2016. I've done hundreds of transactions, whether they're creative, wholesale deals. I own and operate virtual assistant company. I'm an author. I host a podcast. So I'm pretty well versed in our space here. And I've been doing this for quite some time. And I've seen the different changes that we go through. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and I'm going to talk to you guys today about how to obtain leads, and I'm going to give you a killer strategy in today's market on how to get some deals. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to chime in at any time. But I'll definitely have a Q&A section at the end, and I have a free giveaway for you guys as well at the end also. So let me go ahead and share this. All right, so can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, guys. So it's titled Finding Wholesale Real Estate Deals in Today's Market. The reason why I say wholesale real estate deals, and you might say to yourself, I'm not a wholesaler. I'm a fix and flipper, or I'm a investor, whatever it is that you title yourself. The way that we go about obtaining these deals is pretty similar. It's pretty much the same way, okay? So today I'm going to share with you guys a couple of strategies that'll help you get, again, some deals in today's market. All right. So first thing, guys, is the power of having a good list. I'm not sure where you guys are getting your list right now currently, but a great list source would be sources like PropStream, Batch. I really don't have any other recommendations as far as solid list sources, but those are some pretty popular ones in our space and ones that are tried and true. And I know that I've tried them out. I'm pretty sure that Antonio and Ashley have tried those just as well. So PropStream and BatchLeads is a great source to get some leads, to pull lists, not to get leads. Let me be clear on that. And what type of lists do you guys want to pull when you head over to these list sources? You guys want to get high equity absentee owners, vacant properties, pre-foreclosures and tax delinquents, expired listings, tired landlords. And we're going to discuss this tired landlord a little bit further here in this discussion, so just keep that in mind. So guys, what I would like for you to do is I'm going to have some call to actions and I'm going to have some takeaways so that at the end of this session, you can literally go out and take some action tonight and start making this work. So being consistent, using, whatever lead source it is to generate leads on a continual basis is going to be crucial and it's going to be key for you guys. You can't pull a list one time and call on it or market to it and, think that that's the end of it. It's a process. All right. So what we're going to be discussing next is tapping into some untouched opportunities that are on Zillow. Now, everybody knows that, Zillow is where you can sell properties. You can go get some generic Zestimate type of comps. If you want to sell a property for sale by owners, even for rent by owners, you can find these all on Zillow. But a great place that I'm finding a lot of leads, me and my team and people that I work with, is we're going to Zillow and going to the rent by owner section. And what we're looking for, guys, is we're looking for opportunities where people are tired landlords. They've got their property out for rent. It's been on the market for 60 days, two weeks. Any days without a tenant in place is not good for a homeowner. It's going to be costing them money. So we're looking for people who have had properties on the market for an extended period of time without finding a tenant for it. So what we'll do is we'll go and find these properties, and we don't call the property management. If you go to even for rent by owner, a lot of these for rent by owners, there's a property management company that's in place. That's in the interim between you and that seller. Skip that. What you want to do, guys, is get a list. I would say, get you a list of at least 50 or 100, however many you can get. If you only got 10, get you 10. But get that list. Skip trace that list so that you can get the property owner's information so that you can reach out to them directly. Skip that property manager, because if you tell the property manager, hey, I'm looking to speak to the homeowner to see if they're potentially willing to sell their property, the property management is probably saying to themselves, well, shit, I don't want to lose another client. Um, I don't know. Yeah, give me your information. I'll hand it over to them. And we know how that may work. Probably not too good. So this would be the best approach, guys, reaching directly to these homeowners so you can discover what their pain points are directly. And what you're going to find is that many of these landlords, especially if their property's sitting vacant, they're tired of the hassle of being a landlord. They're tired of, fixing stuff and, getting calls in the middle of the night and in all these things that go on with being a landlord, right? So what you do is you want to come in as being a solution. So let me give you a case study about a property that we took down. So this was a for rent by owner that we went and found in Texas, in Dallas, Texas. It was listed at $1,400 a month. All right. We skip trace that property, cost us, 10 cents per record to get the property owner's information. But with Batch, depending on what plan you have, they have plans that the lowest plan they have, it allows you to have 10,000 leads that you can pull and skip trace at no additional cost. So phenomenal, cost, a phenomenal value for you guys. So we skip trace that number. Like I said, if we did want to go per cost, it cost us 10 cents. We contacted that landlord who was managing a 3-bedroom property and was tired of getting, rents late all the time, just kind of tired of it. So what I did was have a conversation with him. And I said, hey, listen, out of that 1,400, how much are you actually putting in your pocket? How much are you actually, walking away with each month? And the guy told me it was around like 650, 670 on average after, all the fees and taxes and management costs and all the stuff that he had in place. So I said, hey, if we could present you with a solution, that works for you, would you be willing to take it? He said, absolutely. So what we did was I didn't even have to go that creative route with him. What we actually ended up doing is negotiating his property based upon where it stood, things that it needed with updates and upgrades and whatnot. We negotiated a price of $180. That property was valued at $230. So we assigned that contract to one of our cash buyers for $195, giving us a $15,000 assignment fee. And as you can see down here, here's the cost: $25 for the list, the skip trace. We made 2 calls and a text message. And, of course, we had a couple more calls after that. But look, 600 return on that marketing investment, guys. Can't beat that. So don't let people tell you that Zillow is just a junk place and that you can't find opportunities there. You absolutely can. But I'm going to talk about another way that we could have went with this opportunity in just a quick second here. So what are some of the best outreach methods that you guys can use once you do get that list pulled, you get it skip traced? I'm going to suggest cold calling, text messaging, ringless voicemails, email campaigns, direct mail. If you guys are going to go the direct mail route, I want you to understand that that's a route that you need to be very specific on with that list. In my opinion, depending on what your budget is, that list needs to be very targeted. You don't want to get a list of 10,000 people and think that you can afford to market consistently to a list of 10,000. Again, depending on what your budget is, but that's not very practical. So you might want to go with a method such as cold calling or text messaging, where you get the most bang for your buck, basically. So guys, I'm sure you've all heard this. The money is in the database, right? What does that mean? It means you got to follow up. So you got to have some tools that'll help you follow up with these leads, once you and your team start reaching out to them. So again, whether your tool is, your batch dialer, your batch CRM, Go High Level, Podio, whatever it is that you use, make sure that you have a process in place that has consistent follow-up. And I would suggest, having weekly follow-up in place, unless the seller, tells you otherwise, then adjust it accordingly. So if that seller tells you, hey, give me a call in 30 days, then, don't call them next week. Reach out next week, maybe to say, hey, it was great speaking with you last week, man. I'm really looking forward to following up with you at the end of the month, just so you can stay on their radar. Definitely do that for sure, but make sure that you are having touches with this client or with this potential seller, excuse me. So guys, again, top channels, texting, voicemails, personalized calls. And remember, it's going to take you on average 5 to 12 touches before you get that contract signed between you and that seller. Our team, we average about 8 touches. All right, so now let's go back to talking with that tired landlord that we found earlier on Zillow. So how do we approach a tired landlord? Again, you want to position yourself as a problem solver, not necessarily as a buyer. So you want to highlight the benefits of, not having, the headache of tenants, immediate cash offers, we can pay right now, close very quickly, close in a couple of days if needed, and flexible closing terms. So let's say this buyer totally rejects your offer and he's like, Sean, that 180, that's just not going to work for me, man. We need to stay more around the 200. Again, what we're going to do is you want to educate that homeowner to actually understand what are they going to get if they sell that property for, 200,000. If they list that property and sell it, what are they actually going to pocket and walk away with? They've got to consider things like, capital gains, basic, ordinary taxes, closing costs, agent fees, all that good stuff. So they could literally be walking away with a number that's way off of what they thought they were going to be walking away with. So you never want to, throw that in their face, but it's like we're advocating for them. Hey, just want to make sure, that you're aware this is what we're looking at if we, go this traditional route. So let me ask you this, Mr. Seller. If I give you the 280 that you're looking at, where, we can make this work, are you willing to, to take this over a time period? Are you willing to take that 200 over a period of time? Well, what are you talking about, Sean? What the hell do you mean a period of time? Well, Mr. Seller, what I'm saying is instead of getting this offer now and getting hit with all the, tax implications up front, all these tax situations now, how about we spread this out? Right now, you told me that you're getting about 600 per month, 650, 670 on average, even though you're charging 1,400. Am I right? All right. How about we come in, we take over your property, we establish the length of term, and guys, the time that we want to get is as long as possible. So just keep that in mind, but that's always negotiable. But, I come in and say, hey, listen, you're getting 650, 670. How about if we can give you $700 per month? You don't have to worry about the headaches of being a landlord any longer. Rents are going to be paid each month. And then we'll cash you out at the end of, our term, at the end of our agreement. How does that sound for you? Because it sounds to me like you're tired of being a landlord, right? Right. So I want you to understand, guys, that it may seem like, who wants to do this? But what I'm telling you guys is a lot of my recent deals, in the past 6 months have come from this strategy that I'm telling you right here. It's like an untapped opportunity is tired landlords. So keep that in mind. Be prepared for objections, guys. Be prepared, for them to say, well, I don't want to extend this out too long. We'll ask them, how long what's a comfortable time period for you? Just be willing and ready to have conversations with them, guys. And this is how you're able to extend or expand how much you're able to make on your properties, and how you're able to hold properties in your own portfolio without any out-of-pocket money of your own. All right, guys. So scaling your deal from, one deal to a pipeline full of deals. I just mentioned, guys, you want to use a consistent lead source. So pull those lists each month, skip trace them, put them into a dialer system, put them into a text blasting system, some type of outreach campaign system that's consistent, that can reach a lot of people in a short period of time. Keep in mind, guys, that this is a 100%, it's a numbers game first. It is a relationship and a communications game second. So if you understand that process, you won't be discouraged by understanding the amount of energy and effort that you must put into it to generate quality leads. Because, again, just because you get someone that does say, hey, I want to sell, through a text message, or, talking with yourself through any type of outreach that you use, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be a deal that works for you. They may say, yeah, I'll sell for $1 million. So just having a consistent pipeline and being able to follow up quickly, being able to discover what their problems are so that you can be a problem solver for these sellers will be crucial and be key for you. So again, you want to leverage tools like a virtual assistant to handle these type of repetitive tasks. You scale this outreach through multiple different channels for maximum outreach, guys. So as the Denmarks mentioned earlier on our last call, guys, I do own and operate a virtual assistant company, which is REI World Solutions. Our VAs are AI enhanced virtual assistants. We use AI technology. We do list pulling, skip tracing, outreach, market research, all professionally trained, managed, monitored. They all have college degrees. And guys, if you use the code FREEDOM before Monday, you guys are going to be able to get a 50% discount on this. And I want you to see this presentation that I put together for you guys. I didn't know that I was going to be doing a presentation for the Denmarks today as a PowerPoint, so to speak. I thought it was going to be more of like a Q&A type of thing. But hey, I let my team know what we needed, and we put it together. So these are things that a virtual assistant, again, can do to help you guys with administrative tasks or any type of outreach, any type of acquisitions, dispositions. All of that good stuff can be handled by someone other than yourself, who should be figuring out ways to get more deals and to scale your business. So, guys, the floor is yours. Any questions that you guys have for me, feel free to ask those, unmute yourself. I would love to hear your voice and, ask those questions. But guys, some next steps that I would love for you to walk away from here today to do is be committed to pulling this first list on either Batch or PropStream. And again, if you don't have either one, no big deal. I just told you guys, go to Zillow, go to the for rent by owner section, skip trace those homeowners, and start making some outreach. Create a follow-up plan, stay consistent, and I promise you guys, you will see results. One of my coaches, even though I'm a coach, as the Denmarks are a coach, we have coaches as well, right? Any coach that's a coach out there who's striving to continue to grow, they're going to have people who coach them. And what one of my coaches let me know, which is very crucial, guys, in our space, which is don't focus on the result, which is the deal. Like, where's my deal? When am I going to get my deal? Where's my buyer? If you've got a deal and you're listing a property, where's my buyer at? Don't focus on that, guys. Focus on being consistent. Consistency will create the momentum, and the momentum will give you the results that you're looking for by default. So again, guys, the floor is open for you. But, just for being on this call today, guys, go ahead and scan this QR code. I've got a giveaway that's worth about $3,000 for you guys. It's a free giveaway. So please take advantage of that. And, like I said, if you guys are looking for a virtual assistant to help you with any of these things that I just discussed on how to get deals, feel free to reach out to us. Use code FREEDOM. We'll take great care of you guys. And the floor is open.
All right. Thank you, Sean. I want to go
Thank
first
you,
because I got some
Sean.
questions. and a statement. So one thing that we truly believe in is organic connections. That's your connecting with your wholesalers, connecting with your agents that's working your network. Yes, we do believe in that. But at some point, I know that when you're trying to get multiple deals, that's when these type of strategies come into play. So if I was, hey, I done did my first real estate deal, I did my first fix and flip, and now I'm trying to get more deals.
Consistent
One
deal flow.
question that I want to ask is, how much should I have to the side before kind of going down this road? Do I need to have $1,000 to the side? Do I need to have $10,000 to the side? Kind of what from your experience in dealing with others, what would you recommend that initial investment? I know it ain't one-time investment. I know it's multiple touches, it's multiple things that's going on behind the scenes, but hey, I'm gonna set this aside so that I can get a deal in the next 90 days.
Are you looking, let me ask this question, are you saying like to get maybe 4 deals a month type of thing, or 2 deals a month? How many deals a month?
Or to get someone just brand new getting their first deal.
Yeah,
If I'm
which
just
one?
trying to get my second deal.
Okay, just like got you. Understood. All right, well, guys, well, that's a great question. And the second deal can literally be the hardest deal to get. Sometimes it's because of a lot of variables that come into play. Sometimes that first deal can be such a good win for us that it tricks us into thinking that it's easier than it actually is. So we don't press the gas like we should on these things, such as list generation, being consistent on the outreach and the follow-up, creating relationships, like the Denmark said, with listing agents in your community, cash buyers. You need to be doing this on a daily basis. So if I was just got my first deal, I've got some money. What I would do is I would put at least $5,000 to the side for the next 90 days. For
Okay.
at least 5,000. Now, if you don't have any money, you're just getting started in your first deal, you can still do this, guys, with $200 or $300 per month. I'm promising you. It just depends on you. How bad do you want it? You got to really wake up and go at this business, or go at any business like you're a hungry hostage. You know what I'm saying? Like you're hungry out here, and the only way you're going to eat is you going getting it. It's
Right.
not going to come to you because there's other competitors out here. There's other hungry people out here who are savvy, who are in our space, who are going to go get it and going to make it happen. So my thing, I'll explain what that money would be used for. The
Thank you.
person who doesn't have any, who's just getting started, they don't have any money, have at least $200 to $300 per month. What you're going to use that money for is for your list generation tool, which in my opinion, use something like a BatchLeads. Why? Because I just explained that on their lowest tier tool, which I believe is $140 per, 119 or something along those lines per month, you're going to get 10,000 leads that you can download and skip trace for free. You'll be able to use that same tool to comp these properties, to create PDFs that you can send to your client, to your sellers. All these things are within these tools that you can use. So that's $120 to $140. You got another $140 left. What are you going to use that for? My opinion is a dialer system. If you're a man or one woman show, get you a batch dialer or a mojo dialer or call tools, some sort of a high level a high volume outreach platform that again, like a dialer tool. So that way you're not sitting there on your phone dialing one at a time. It's not a good use of your time. Get in a dialer system that's going to be dialing 9, 10 numbers at a time, picking up the first one that rings, that picks up, and then you're connected. And it just continues that process so that you're able to get through a large number of leads in a short amount of time. So those are, again, some of the things you're going to want to do. I just gave you another free resource by going through Zillow to the for sale by owners looking for tired landlords. That is a source. Again, if you have batch, you can skip trace those tired landlords. So again, you're not having to pay for that. Be strategic on how you do your spending. Don't think that money is the source of how all this is resolved and how all this is solved. I know that Ashley and Antonio can attest that just throwing a lot of money in unproven or unfocused marketing is not going to be advantageous for you as a business owner.
Ever,
So,
ever,
right.
absolutely. It's never going to be Okay, so walk me
Sure.
through this process, Sean.
Mhm.
And you guys, I know y'all got questions, so please ask your questions. Don't let this be a Ashley Antonio question session. I want to make sure at the end of the night, you guys have something that you can put in your tool belt. So as these things come across, you know which tool to pull out to execute. I got a seller. They say that they're ready to go. And I'm trying to figure out what to do with the property. Like I know it's a potential flip, it's also a potential wholesale. How do I lock this down from a number standpoint so that I'm good from both perspectives? If I want to wholesale it to another investor or if I want to flip it myself. What's your rule of thumb when you're doing it?
Well, fixing flipping is not my cup of tea, but guys, this is how I would consider that. If I did add that to my arsenal, and it is part of my arsenal, I just haven't done it just yet. So what I would say is you want to figure out what is when you get any deal, when you obtain any deal or acquire any deal, you want to see what is the best exit strategy for your best and highest value on what you can get out of that. So if you run the numbers on that and you say, you know what, I could probably wholesale this and make $20,000 like that. Or you could say, you know what? No, you know what? I could take this down myself, use my funding that's in play, my funding partners, use as the Denmarks, I'm sure have helped everyone on this call here get funding. I want to use my sources of funding so I could take down this property myself. Why do I want to do that? Well, because if I take down this property myself, get a little bit of extra private funding, I'm able to make instead of $20,000, $60,000 potentially on the back end or 50,000. Those are the things that help me determine whether or not it's something that, again, we keep or do we, sell it to a cash buyer or, do we try to take it down as a creative deal? You just want to see what is the best usage for you. You want to keep the best, wholesale the rest.
Keep the best,
Absolutely.
wholesale the rest.
Absolutely. And I know we don't talk about this a lot, but in 2020, Antonio and I, along with one of our Devontae, along with Devontae, we started a wholesale division and we started wholesaling right during COVID time. And when I tell you it was a point where we were spending money, like Sean said, we were spending money on leads and we were still doing real estate. We were running the system, tag teaming it 3 ways, but it wasn't strategized. It wasn't well put together. So make sure you're strategizing and make sure you're putting it together. Make sure that it's something you want to do. I can say right now, we still have a wholesale division and we wholesale properties every month. So some of you may not know that part about us, but Antonio and I, we have a wholesale division, and that's one of our ecosystems. When we say that we make money 8 different ways, that's one of our ecosystems and ways that our team makes money, and that's through wholesaling. So make sure that you're out here, you're getting these deals, you're being creative, and you're finding ways that you're always bringing in revenue. This is one of the tools that we put in our tool belt. After failing, we decided, how are we going to make this better? Okay, how can we continue to do it? And that's one of the reasons we wanted Sean to come on, to really show you guys that it's possible. It's something you can do. And it's a tool, it's a way that you can consistently make money every month. If you know how to find a deal and you can take that deal and give it to an end buyer.
And create relationships. Everything you
And
just said
create
is
relationships.
100% spot on. It's all about relationship building as well. Just think about what Ashley just said, folks. If you got a deal out there that doesn't work for you in one of the 8 cycles, whether it's wholesaling, you taking it down for fixing, flipping, or making it as a rental, whatever it is that you're going to do with that property, it doesn't work for you. Having relationships with great agents, feeding them, hey, you know what, this might not be good for me, but I've got a great referral for you. You can set up referral fees with agents where they pay you, fees for, not a fee, but whatever you want to call it, for giving you opportunities. You guys call it whatever you want to call it for legal purposes, but you can be compensated. Of course, you don't want to ask for that right up front, but be a resource for them, because they will definitely be a resource for you when you need CMAs or comps that's hard to get. They're going to help direct and guide you on where to best focus your time even. So create good relationships, guys. It's key.
All right, I got a question, and I'm gonna let somebody else go.
Wait, let's see if anyone else has a question first.
So I have a question in regards to just piggybacking off of what Ashley said in regards to that example of you guys throwing money and not having a strategy. Sean, do you guys provide like a strategy session to hear exactly what the realtor investor is interested in accomplishing and kind of packaging something that would be geared towards their anticipated goal?
Are you saying when I give referrals to my listing agent partners?
No, in regards to what you're offering with the virtual
Oh, with the
assistant.
virtual assistants. My apologies. Okay, so could you ask that question one more time? I was thinking we were talking about listing agents. My apologies.
No, no, you're fine. But if you have a listing and you want to share, we
Okay.
are licensed and available for it. I ain't gonna hold you on that. But
Gotcha.
but no, I was saying for those of us that are at that one and then transitioning and looking for that two,
Yes.
and we heard the pitch and it definitely is beneficial. Does your platform provide a strategy session?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 100%. If you guys go to the website, reiworldsolutions.com, you'll find a lot of information on what we offer. It's very clear and concise. Our hourly rate, we've got reviews on there. And of course, it's got a way to schedule a strategy session before you even get started. So that strategy session will determine if we'll be a good fit for each other and we can provide you, with the needs that you're looking for.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I have an ideal in my head, and I'm gonna talk about it out loud and see if it might come to fruition. With your company and your services that you do y'all target all over, or can it be targeted to a
Specific.
area?
Yes, with our virtual assistants, they can handle the entire nation. So we do deals nationwide. We work with our clients nationwide. I JV with people all across the nation. So yes, our VAs 100% are efficient in any state.
Okay. What I'm thinking is, if there is a few people that maybe want to group together and say, hey, let's kind of put together a plan for Sean to find us some properties in Birmingham, and kind of let the group cherry pick the ones they want, and then if they don't want, sell the other ones. But instead of somebody kind of taking it on by themselves, we might can get a group of 4 or 5 people that say, hey, let's do this together so we can get deals consistently.
Build a machine, right?
Jimmy say, I'm in. Lorraine say, I like.
I know
That's
what
how
But
you-
that might be, and my head
That's how
is
you do
funny.
it.
But that might be something for us to look at as a group, to say, hey, let's let somebody kind of work it to bring the deals, because one of the things that our audience is mainly new people. But one of the things I want people to understand is why it's not our number one strategy is you got to have skills to talk to people. You got to understand how to negotiate. You got to learn what a deal looks like. So like there's some things that you got to do before you can spend money on marketing. So understand it's not something that I just recommend, hey, drop it and go. But once you've got into it and you understand what a deal look like, you understand negotiating, you understand some of those other skills, this is something that I would say, hey, let's look into. But just the idea that I got.
That's a great idea. I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
And it sounds like your audience thinks so as well. Squad
That's so
is
too.
always the way to go.
So one thing I do want everybody on here to know is Sean is in our X Clipper Academy group. All right.
Yeah, he's family.
So he is
100%.
family. He is a part of the program. So take advantage of his expertise and his knowledge. He is a go-giver. All right. We
100%.
came on here to drop gems to open your mind up, because a lot of people, you've never heard of BatchLeads before. You've never heard of those things. So it's our job to introduce some of these things to you. Now, we ain't saying, hey, drop everything you're doing and go do this. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is our job is to expose you to different
Right.
things.
Because there may be some realtors in here that's doing both, that's trying to wholesale and be a realtor at the same time. And you want to know, okay, how do I do that? How do I take those deals that I know I can potentially make 10 to 15,000 off of from a wholesale perspective versus just getting 3%, 5% commission from a realtor side. So understanding, when do I make a wholesale money
Right.
and when do I make realtor money?
Right.
And this is one of those trainings that will allow you to understand, okay, this is when I do it. This is how I can literally build a business out of real estate and not just be one deal, two deal type of person. Like really taking this to where you're leaving at 9 to 5. You are retiring, you are doing the things that you actually enjoy, and it's going to come from doing more than just one deal at a time, but really starting to build and scale that portfolio.
One thing I want to say is, like, to my agents on the call, I know a lot of times y'all are buying leads. Understand that y'all are buying leads from companies like this, who do the research, who do the cold calling, who do the hard work, and then they just sell you the leads. So this is almost like a shortcut to the leads without having to necessarily pay for the leads. Quentin got his hand up.
Hey, Quentin.
Hey, what's going on, Sean? All your
going on?
information, man, is so golden. So I definitely appreciate you and the Denmarks, coming up with all this information for us, because some things we just wouldn't know. So I definitely appreciate you guys doing all this. My question, well, first, I'm not necessarily ready for that. I haven't even had my first deal, so I'm not necessarily ready for what you
It's
got.
coming. It's coming.
It's coming. I'm working on it. The question I did have is, everybody is saying that, us all being in together on getting the wholesale deals and things like that. Actually, I think it seems like it's a really good idea, and I'd love to be a part of that. I wanted to find out if you're able to tailor it to the things that we're actually looking for, and making sure that, like, the comps are actually where they're supposed to be. Because what I've looked at with a lot of different wholesalers that I am talking to, they'll tell me about, good deals, but then I'll look it up and then the comps are a mile and a half away, or they're out of 12 months. I mean, they're like over 12 months old. So
Right.
it's a great deal if it was actually fixed to where we can actually utilize those comps. So I was hoping to see if you guys, your virtual assistants, actually do that particular funneling work on exactly what we're looking for.
Yes, we can be very specific. However, when it comes to deals, I don't want to set an unreasonable expectation that all the leads that they send over are going to be super ready to rock and roll tomorrow. The way that we look at our lead, the average leads, is every 50 to 75 leads constitutes a deal. It could be more, but at least every 50 to 75 leads, there should be a deal that's brought out of that. And that's a wholesale deal. Now, that's only if you're limited to the knowledge of how to wholesale. But being that you guys are with the Denmarks and you're doing different strategies, there could be plenty of other opportunities as well. That's strictly on a wholesale average for numbers. So absolutely, I can definitely help you guys out. But even if I don't help you, the way that you want to do it is you want to make sure that you go at it totally focused on the numbers. Like, for instance, if we put something together, Ashley and Antonio, the way that I, just talking out loud, the way that I could picture us helping, some of your students out is, literally building out their wholesale business for them, like I do for my students. I build the wholesale business and I show them how to run the business, just like my team runs my business without my intervention. If I don't have to have any involvement with my particular wholesale business, and I'll get 50% of each deal. And that's because my different team members are paid and whatnot. But I can, set that up for everyone else here as well, to help you guys with scaling and building a true team.
Interesting. Sounds
Yes.
good. Sounds good.
like that.
So we can definitely talk about and get in the works. Personal question. What made real estate work for Sean? Like, what was that aha moment? What was that moment that Sean said, I'm gonna do this or I can do this?
All right. Well, very quickly, brother. I was laid off from a corporate American job, making way, high six figure. Not, I was making about 160, 170 a year, right? For a good time period.
That's good money,
Yeah,
boss.
that's good.
That's good money, especially 10 years ago or so, right? And I was at the top of my game, top 3% in the nation for about 10 years. My company was based in Sweden. They changed the CEO. The new CEO fired everybody. 750 of us were out of a job. Salespeople, project managers, didn't matter, right? So I told myself, I'm never going to be in this type of predicament again where somebody else dictates my family's future. So I said, man, how can I do it? I heard that real estate was a way to do it, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what they meant to do. And they just said, make most millionaires are created by real estate. I didn't know what that meant. So I went to an event down here by the airport in Atlanta, and I paid $30,000, guys, to join like this program. And all it was a stack of CDs, DVDs, and TVs, keys, and all kind of things that had nothing to do with actually going out and doing real estate, right? So I did that for a year, but I didn't know any better. Just like Quentin just said, you don't know what you don't know. So I said, a year went by, and I said, hey man, I'm getting these job offers. I have a family. I either got to take one of these job offers or this is real estate. This ain't for me. I'll do this another time. So I gave myself 30 days. I Googled how to make money in real estate. A course popped up by a gentleman named Ron LeGrand. He's a friend of mine in the Denmarks. This course is not available, so I'm sorry, guys. But it was a week. It was like God sent, right? It was only available for a week for 99 cents. I got that course. I zoomed through it within like 2 weeks or something. I made 8 phone calls. 6 people didn't answer. The 7th was a realtor, so it didn't work. The 7th was a $73,000 deal. So that was my aha moment. Once I got that first deal, I said, man, I should have been doing this since graduation. Since I could figure out how to do this, I should have been doing it. That was my aha moment, and I hadn't looked back ever since. And I'm telling you guys, anybody out here who's on the fence or thinking like, does this stuff really work? 100%, absolutely. If you want life-changing opportunities and money and wealth building opportunities, real estate 100% is the way to go, especially the route that the Denmarks are teaching you how to do it.
Absolutely.
There it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Any questions? Talking to sellers. I know when I first started, that was a huge struggle for me. Any advice you would give somebody that's kind of nervous or shy about talking to sellers about their house? Great
question. Yes, guys, keep this in mind. They're just regular people, just like you and me. Just keep that in mind. They're regular people. This is probably the first time they've ever started selling a house. This is probably their first property. So don't have a timidness or be intimidated thinking that, man, I got to know everything. I got to come at it super sharp. And what you want to be, again, most good at and skilled at as you're getting started is being a good listener, being somebody who can be a good advocate and someone who's listening for the problems, listening for ways that you can build rapport. If they've got a dog running around in the background, don't let that go undiscovered in the call. Hey, man, I hear you got a dog running around in the background. What kind of dog you got? Man, I got a German Shepherd. Man, I hear your kids playing back. How old are your kids, man? I got my kids here too. Those type of things develop heart relationships, heart connections, right? They develop rapport. Those are opportunities to develop rapport and separate you from the novice. You want to be a professional communicator, a professional problem solver, a professional on the phone. And again, not because you sound like a robot. No, it's because you sound like a regular person who's able to have a regular conversation. You're not lying. As one of our mentors tells us, you're being a truth teller and a truth seeker. Make it easy. When you get nervous is because you think, oh man, I don't know what to say, so I got to make up something. Don't do that. Be honest when you're getting started. Hey, you know what, Mr. Seller? That's a great question. I'm gonna have to ask my partner that one. He or she, that's their department. I'm the people person. I talk to the people. That's why we're talking today. You want to make it non-confrontational. Make this easy and make it fun, guys. don't look at it as you're going to get your head bit off. It's not going to happen.
Great advice. All right. Any more questions for Sean?
So I did.
Quentin said, I got another one.
Yo,
Come on.
Come on, Quentin.
Let's
It's
go.
all
Let's
right.
go.
I'm trying to learn it, man. So,
That's what's up.
what you said about basically setting it up for us to kind of run the wholesaling business basically by itself is a wonderful idea. I'd like to go ahead and hear more about that. I don't know if you have to go ahead and put a session in or something similar to that, but that sounds like it'll make it run smoothly so that we can still get the deals. We'll still be able to go ahead and either do the deals ourselves or send the deals out to other friends that are like on this call right now or other people that are in the group. So am I getting that correct?
Yes, and out of respect for our session today, if you go to reiworldsolutions.com, schedule a session with me. Just when you fill it out, just let me know you saw me here with the Denmarks. And when we have our discovery call, just let me know that you want to, talk about the real estate, me building your business for you, your wholesale business as well. And we can definitely talk about that.
That'll work, Sean. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Denmarks as well.
No problem. No problem.
You're welcome.
And that'll be something again, that again, thinking out loud that me and the Denmarks will put our heads together to make that work for us all here, because I don't want to suck any clients away or students away or anything like that. I want us to, again, this is an ecosystem. We work together here. So we're going to figure out a way to make this work for us all. So rest assured, we will make that work for you guys if that's something you're looking for.
Yeah. All right. I know we got a few extra minutes. Any questions for Sean? As it relates to wholesaling, finding deals, talking to sellers, anything along those lines. All right. We got some thank you, Sean's. This was really good. I know this is good for you, Jackie. I know you liked it.
What do you like most about Batch?
What I like most about Batch is that they're very open to listening to their users and taking feedback and actually implementing it. Like I say, guys, I've used all these tools for years. I've got relationships with pretty much all these companies, all the owners, except PropStream. Now that they've sold to a bigger company, I don't have a relationship with those folks. So, to me, PropStream is pretty good, but Batch is where it's at. Batch is where it's at. That's just my opinion, guys. They're very user friendly. They're always innovating. They're thinking about you as an investor. They're not just saying, let's give the basics. Get some lists from us. Like I say, free skip tracing, 10,000 leads a month on their lowest plan. I mean, you can't beat that, guys. That's saving a lot of money. A $10,000 skip, that's a lot of money that you're saving just on skip tracing costs alone. So that's why I would run with a company like Batch.
Yeah, I don't know who we were using Fiverr when we were doing it the leads way, and we were changing the sheet to make it user friendly for the Fiverr guy or girl, whoever it was at that moment, getting it back, running it through. We had a whole long drawn out process that was entirely too long when we first got started. And it was costly because it was a long process versus just dialing in and doing something like Batch where you're getting those leads. For realtors, those leads will be really good for you because you can find out, okay, is this a good list? Is this a good wholesale? Is this a good deal for my next deal? So yeah, definitely tap into it because those are literally deals at your fingertips.
And I just dropped a link for you guys to take advantage of like a
Appreciate that.
7-day or 2-week trial on Batch. So you can get like 1,000 leads for free, if I'm not mistaken, just on the free trial. So you try it out yourself, guys, risk-free.
All right. So no more questions for Sean. If anybody got any challenges they want to talk about, we got a few minutes left. So If there's any challenges, let's talk. If you got questions for Sean, I want all the questions to go to Sean because we brought him in. But at the same time,
Sorry. Good evening, everybody. I do have one question for Sean.
okay, let's
Hey,
go.
Rita.
Hey, Candy.
Hi. So my question is, with all of the laws that are changing regarding wholesaling,
Mhm.
what is your thought process on that? As far
Great
as
question.
this business continuing to be something that can be lucrative?
Great question. I love that question. First of all, I live in the city of Atlanta. There is an ordinance here in Atlanta for wholesaling. But what I want you to know is that no one here in Atlanta has slowed down wholesaling, not one bit. Because all of these ordinances from South Carolina to Chicago, Illinois to Philadelphia, Oklahoma, wherever they're at in the country, right? They pop up in these peculiar places, in my opinion. These pockets of where they put these ordinances is very peculiar to me, how these particular cities or pockets get these ordinances first before other cities. But that's a whole nother topic. But what I do want to tell you is that there is a way around that. Speak with some people who are doing business in that local market that you have a question about, and ask, hey, can you share your attorney with me? Are they looking to take on more people? I would love to speak with whoever's closing your deals so I could, speak with them to have them take a look at my agreements. Because usually, guys, what is happening is the ordinances are written in such a way where they say specific things. Like here in Atlanta, the way it's written, it says that you can't coerce anyone to sell their property by force or yes, basically by force. It's how it's written. So obviously we're not strong arming anybody. We don't force anybody to sell us anything. So you got to just make sure that you understand what those new regulations are. Speak with attorneys, people who are doing deals in that local area. Contact those RIAs in that area and see how are people navigating around those ordinances, because we're not organized here in our space, in the investor space, quote unquote, but the NRA, the National Realtor Association, they are. And they have a particular idea about wholesaling that, just because of their lack of knowledge, I don't really know, but there's a clash that goes on, and they are the ones who really push a lot of these things. So just like I said earlier in the call, guys, have good conversations with these sellers. Separate yourself from the novice by being a professional. Those are the things that will keep us and our industry unregulated, because we're doing business the right way.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for that.
Sure. Great question.
So in a nutshell, you don't see it going away no time soon.
Not at all. Wholesaling has been around since business has been around in this country. It is a standard in our country on how to operate and do business. It's not going away.
Yeah, and because people don't just wholesale houses, people wholesale
Right. They
vehicles,
wholesale cars.
people wholesale businesses. Like
Right.
wholesaling is a
Vegetables.
form of life.
Yeah.
And it's been around since the Bible. Honestly, it's barter.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm
it's
saying.
always been around.
Let's say so.
Right.
So it's just the way what it's named, but yeah, I don't see it going away anytime soon either.
Sweet.
Not at all.
All right. Appreciate it. Anybody got probably 2 or 3 challenges that they want to talk about, their personal situations that's going on? Anybody that's new, that's going through the course, that got some questions, that kind of stuck on a certain area, or they didn't quite understand what we were saying in a certain area and they wanted us to dive into it a little deeper. To raise your hand or unmute and we can take some questions.
Hey, Tonio and Ashley, can y'all hear me?
Mhm.
Okay, I have a question. So I have a realtor that I reached out to about getting deals, or to with the MLS list to do a profile for me, but it's like taking her maybe a week or so to kind of get back to me. Should I move on?
So here's what I want you to do. Immediately following this call, I want you to make a post in X Flipper Academy, and I want you to say, I need a realtor that can schedule me to have reoccurring emails so that I can get properties to my email box. And I'm sure you'll have tons that will be able to, that knows how to set that up and do it based on the criteria that you're looking for.
To that, I seen Quentin make that same post. How long it took you to find somebody, Quentin? But when you were trying to make that offer.
Literally, it was about 2 minutes, and then I had about 4 different agents that was ready to go. I mean, all of them are great. They all know exactly what they're doing, and they're all ready to go. So I'm even negotiating a contract right now with one at 9 o'clock that's spitting out 2 contracts for me right now. So it went real fast, and they're all anxious to go ahead and do it,
Yeah.
and good people. So it worked.
And one of the benefits of working with the agent in the group is they understand you. They understand you more than you understand you
Mhm,
because a lot of them have done deals. So
mhm.
they kind of understand what you're looking for, what you're not looking for. So that is one of the benefits of working with people in the group. But at the same time, if she don't have time for you, that's a different story. So your agent definitely needs to have time for you because when you start making offers, time is of the essence. So
Right. And I actually did have someone in the group reach out to say that they could do it. I just didn't know to move on or what.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You got at least 7 agents on this call right now that I counted. Just, yeah, at least 7 that I know would love to help you, just to help you get that first deal. And just because it's easy once you turn it on, they don't even have to worry about it anymore. It's an easy thing if you know how to do it. Let me say that.
Yes. And I'll also just reminder that from your first deal, that's really one way. Make sure you are joining these Facebook groups and dropping your email.
Mhm.
Make sure you looking at your MLS offers. Make sure you are
Making
networking and
yeah.
making posts on your Facebook that you're looking for deals. I wouldn't just choose one way and stick with it. All 3 of those things together consistently is what's gonna get you your deal.
Yeah, Kenneth, Darren, Joe, and Gregory literally got a deal because we told them, we were like, go ahead and make a post that you looking to buy some houses and you want to help someone. And literally it was a classmate that was a realtor that literally said, I got this deal, won't you come look at it? And they got it under contract.
They didn't come from that post.
It didn't come.
No.
What it came from?
They came from them dropping their email in the other groups.
Oh, and them
her seeing their email. She was like, I didn't know you was in the real estate. So just because of them dropping that email out there, people see it. So they know you are looking for deals. And they got a deal under contract before it even hit the market.
Oh, wow, that's good.
All right.
So
But
remember your 3 ways: MLS, referrals, meaning you tell people what it is that you're doing. Everybody that you talk to, you tell them, hey, I invest in real estate. If you know of anyone that has a situation that needs help, or you know of anyone that just got a property that don't want it, let me know, and I can find a way to help them.
Also on that network, before you go, going to events, getting out of the comfort of your home, making connections with people that got blood running through them. All that's a part of it.
Listen, I don't want to leave from home. I'm the one that's gonna stay in and do it. I'm gonna do it virtually.
Got it.
All right. Got your email, Jen. We'll be reaching out tomorrow. All right.
Yep.
All right. Anybody got anything?
What other challenges do you guys have?
I see you moving your lips, Deidre, but you ain't you I don't hear you.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. How are you all doing tonight?
We are doing good.
Great, great. I have a question. When are when when do we need to get an inspection? How do we decide when we need to get an inspection on a property that we're purchasing?
That's easy.
All of them or some?
At a minimum, on your first 5 properties, get an inspection.
Yep.
At a minimum. Like, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's really not about the house for real. You're getting that inspection because that's a education session for you. That way you can learn what to look for in houses. That way you can learn when you're looking at galvanized pipes. You can learn when you're looking at knob and tube electrical. You can ask the inspection person questions. So if you haven't done 5+ deals, in my opinion, it isn't an option to not get an inspection.
So to answer that question a little bit more, you said, when do you get it? You want to first get it under contract, and you want to do it during that inspection period by getting it. So ideally, if you can schedule it right before you put that earnest money down, that would be ideal. But if not, then do it in the inspection period. So that way you know for sure what it is that you're gonna do. Come on, massive imperfect
Massive
action.
imperfect action. I see you, Miss Gray.
Tanita just posted, I invest in real estate and I'm looking to help those looking to sell their home make it happen. If you know anyone, DM me and I'll help you.
Like, those are clues to success, y'all. Just the successful people, there are clues that follow them. They are consistent and they take action. It's not a let me think about it, analyze it. No, let me take action and adjust from there. All right. Well, we know it's late. If y'all got some more, we are here for you, but we don't want to hold everybody else because it is one of them late nights. So
Yes, next week call is on Friday at noon, but the week after is Thanksgiving, so we will not be having a late night that week. In fact, Antonio and I will be on vacation that entire week. The entire week, y'all. So when you don't get a response, it's not because we don't love you. It's because we have vowed that we are gonna have a true vacation with the family. We're going to Orlando and we're meeting my family. Antonio's mom is coming up, and we're really excited about it.
our people will be available though. Our
Yes,
assistant
team
Sheena
will be
will be
available.
available. Our people for funding will be available. So
But for all my spoiled ones that say they only want to
all
talk to
my
us,
all my DM babies.
we will not be available.
And
What week is that?
That's the
week
week
of
of
Christmas,
Thanksgiving. The
Thanksgiving. I'm
Thanksgiving,
sorry.
yeah, the week of Thanksgiving.
Okay, okay.
I had somebody they say, and they said they want to talk to you. They said they want to talk to Vicky. We were at the kids' luncheon. We had 2 sets of luncheon at Thanksgiving lunches to go to today. They said they just want to talk to you. They better talk to Sheena.
It's all right. It's all right. All right. Well, let's go, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. I just FYI, I think this month might be one of our biggest months from a students buying house month. I think as of right now, we're scheduled to close 10 deals within the group this month alone. So some of them have already closed, some of them in the process. So understand there are deals out there. There are people getting their houses under contract. You just got to be consistent and keep going. All right. Thank you very much, Sean.
100%. Absolutely. I had to get myself off mute.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'll be reaching out to sit down and if you think as before we talk, be thinking some stuff because I can see it working. We got enough people in the group that is kind of ready to take those steps that we can maybe do something together to give us a shot in the arm to get some more deals.
100%. I'm with it. Let's get it done.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, you guys. I love y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.